Grand Rising, Dragonfly. Happy Rising. It's a late one. Glad you got the notification. Ooh. Little trap. Oh, yeah. That's DVNEK. Send your haze. Game over. Let's see who else hops in tonight. If not, it's just you and I, Dragonfly. You and I. Yeah, wild Friday today. Not too wild, but wild enough. Kept me busy at the shop. Not sure if you caught the live earlier. Did a little live from the phone at the shop, Dragonfly. Did you hop in live there? I got caught up towards the end there. Few people came in, and yeah, some of the one is who was in there? I know there was a local. And I was like, you know what? Let me just keep the live going. Ooh, I missed that. I'll have to rewatch that. Harvey with Midwest Night Watchers. And that's weird because I've been checking my phone. I don't think I got a notification for that. I've been on top of the phone all day. I've noticed not too many people. I would have thought a lot more people would have been live today. It seemed earlier. Few people went live that I follow. Yep. Valentine goodies. Yeah, I got a little something, but not from anyone like romantic or anything. But I happened to get a bit of a gift, which was pretty cool. We showed that earlier. It was a nice little Canon camera. So we'll be putting that to work soon. I gotta get me a charger for it. So I'm excited about that. Did you there she is, Lovey Love. What up, homie? Yeah. I know some people I heard some people in some other chats earlier were like, Valentine's. Yeah, well, a message. I got a message. Let's turn this off. Yeah, happy Valentine's if you celebrate that, and I hope you got some gifts. I showed some roses my brother got for his queen. I was like, whoa, that thing was heavy too. Not sure how he's gonna transport how he transported that. Probably had help. Someone was holding that. But very nice of him. And he brought me some nice munchies the day before too. My brother's been on a roll, and he's been busy all over the place as usual. And yesterday was one of my niece's birthday, which was cool. There's T Bone. Someone wake you up, T Bone, or were you lurking? How was your Friday? We're kind of breaking down my Friday a little bit. Yeah, a lot of movement at the store, which is good. I'm sure a bunch of people popped out because they were hiding during the rain. We got quite a bit of flooding situation outside of the shop, and they did repairs. I think it was last year and possibly the year before. Took like most of the year working on there, and I was under the impression that that flooding issue, there's Russell, was going to be resolved, but apparently not. So I don't know if that was like, I don't know who the city hired. That's on East LA, I believe. And so yeah, it'd be, I don't know, what do you do? Send pictures, send video to the city or something? If the water gets gnarly, any worse storm, uh any more water, and then I think we got to get sandbags for the shop. Luckily there's like a bit of a, like a little hip in areas right outside of the shop there that kind of keeps the water away. But yeah, the sandbags have come to mind, and usually you could run to your local fire department and get free sandbags. I think like Home Depot might do something like that too. But yeah, I don't know if there's more rain on the way. We'll be checking on that. But I did see some interesting videos on Instagram. I don't know what parts of California or Southern California it was. It was somewhere out here, and the streets and like the video started inside of a store. It looked like a pretty high end clothing store. The guy shows the floor and it's all flooded in there, and he walks outside of the store and the streets are all completely flooded too. It was bad, and I was like, "Where is that?" Because I mean, it was somewhat happening in front of the shop like that, but not quite like that. So I was wondering maybe closer to the foothills or something like that. But yeah, scary stuff. There's Gerald. Gerald's up. And I guess I missed, so you had a show earlier tonight, girl? Cause I did not get notified. I didn't I've been checking my phone as usual for anyone going on or any interesting videos, and I didn't see anything. And I'll definitely check that out. Dragonfly mentioned something about Harvey. Any mud floods. For real, right? Yeah, I did hear the Palisades and those areas were affected, and I don't know how bad, but I did hear some news on that. So there was a bit of some slides and earth moving around. Oh, was that over on Rumble? Gerald just got done streaming movies. See, I didn't get that notification either. T-Bone, right? Yeah, it gets weird sometimes, and then sometimes I do miss them. So, and I'm terrible with like everyone. I have an idea of some people's schedules, but I'm bad with that too. And some people go on, live several times during the week. So I even well, because sometimes I don't know what day it is, and I'm like, darn, what day is it today? But yeah, I'm pretty good to catch up with everyone's stuff. And there is Hazel. What's up, Hazel? Good to see you. It was a trip last time I had an abandoned ship. I was going live. You and our friend Chiro Sounds had jumped on, and I had some sort of technical difficulties, and I cut the stream really quick. And I had seen you had jumped on. I was like, oh no, Hazel, hadn't seen her in a long time, and she happened to jump on, and I just jumped off. Boo. Good to see you here though now. And there's Hillbilly Herb. What up, bro? Keeping him lit, Hillbilly. How's it going? You feeling good? Feeling airy, man? And there's the switch up, Van Gold. Yeah, things cleared up. The skies were pretty clear. I went did a little quick sky scan, little sky watch, really quick, and pretty quiet for the most part. But there's these little things that zip by sometimes. They seem brown, orb like, not bright, kind of faint looking, and I think I got one of those. Those are pretty common at night, so I wonder about them. The fact that they're not like bright like other orbs that we see. There's a lot of orbs that we see that are like star like, that bright, but these ones are like pretty faint, and they're not quite like the spirit orbs that I call them spirit orbs, the ones that you'll see more in like haunted houses or haunted areas. Those seem a little different too. So yeah, the orbs, different types of orbs for sure. Different colors too. But yeah, these ones seem pretty small, but they're fast too. It could be some sort of maybe known uh it's not like a shooting star. Shooting star looks different, but maybe it's something that that's common and we know about. I don't know. They seem a little strange to me. Anyway, we'll maybe we've shown clips of that. We've captured them before, and this one was really quick, so maybe only got a few seconds of it. Maybe I'll upload it tomorrow. There's conspiracy. What up? People are up. Yeah, Hazel. We've been capturing a lot of weird stuff out here, and also people in the chat here, like Midwest Night Watchers. They capture a lot of strange stuff and share on their channels too. Do you still have your? How are your pets? You still have your reptiles? I remember it was like what, more than 5, 6 years ago that Hazel and I used to follow each other. She was a lot more active, right? Are you active maybe on other platforms? There's Juanito. Your boyfriend won't pay for YouTube Premium? Tell him it's Valentine's Day, Juanito. Maybe he'll say okay. Hi Juan. There's Chi. There Chi is. What's up, Chi? Are you chilling, Chi? You ready to go? Eh, let's see. Where's I got one for that. Juan. Yeah. Let's see. Let's take a look at what's SoCal looking like tonight. We've been pulling up the Fox webcam. See if we could do that. That is Catalina, La Isla de Catalina. Those lights, those lights look pretty. I like how that looks. That's the casino, and it's not an actual casino. You can't go in there and gamble. I don't know exactly why they call it the casino. Maybe it was one at one point, but now I think it's just I don't know. It looked like almost like a theater when I passed by. I didn't get to go inside of it, but there were a couple of ushers at the door, and they had these giant doors. I did do a video outside of it, and I didn't go quite behind it, like where the lights are. We did kind of creep back there a little bit briefly, but I went more around towards, I guess, what would be the front of it. And there's these massive doors. I believe there's some pillars. And yeah, interesting. I haven't, I probably did check to see. I don't remember what the date is on the construction of this casino. But yeah, you could check it out. Catalina Island Casino. We'll have to go in on that. And again, a lot of us believe that this structure, I want to say, is maybe John Levi, maybe did a thing on it. So it's, I believe it's from the old world. And I wonder what else on Catalina Island. Any other structures anyone could think of? Anyone know of much of Catalina besides it being a UFO hotspot? Keep an eye out for any strange lights. Last time we've seen some like dolphins or who knows, could have been mermaids. Anyone believe in mermaids? How about you, Bomber? Good to see you. Cheers. Oh yeah, Hazel does love boas. Didn't you have a boa, Hazel? I thought you had one. Boa. In Portuguese, that's how you say buena or good one. Little Portuguese lesson. Português. Yes, the giants of Catalina. And someone asked the other day when I brought this up, how could there be, or, you know, on an island? But yeah, the island is pretty, it's a small island. But, it's, I mean, I don't know. You figure how big are these giants? See a light over there. Probably a vessel coming in or something. Like it's winking on and off. Or is it a USO? Y'all see that? Towards the right. Carol, we got an object lighting up in the water here. Take a look at it. I was sometimes I page Garrow like that in my head. Probably gets the message too. You ever get random messages from me in your head there, Garrow? It'll be like, where are the moon pies? Order some pizza. Light one up. Girl's like, no, I actually got this nice custom tinfoil hat that I wear. Yeah, yeah, Roger that. All right, that's Catalina. Let's see what's popping over at Santa Monica. I think it's a shot of the pier. Oh yeah. Anyone ever been in the Santa Monica Pier? There's the Ferris wheel. And it's pretty empty. Everyone's cold. Look, it's actually pretty cold tonight here. And for LA standards, I know cold is a whole other thing outside of here. Everyone else, I respect your cold, but it's pretty cold here tonight. And as you can see, there's not too many. There's a few scragglers there on the beach. You can see on the sand there. But I guess, yeah, maybe the boardwalk, yeah, they shut all that down. I'm sure Babylon aka
La policía,
or
la chota.
ooh, I hear some tires screeching out there in the background. Um, yeah, they probably kick everybody out. They say nothing good happens after midnight, right? It's what do we got? 12:30 here on the West Coast, or 4:20 for some, wherever you're at, hillbilly herb. But that is Santa Monica tonight. Santa Monica's been pretty wild lately. A lot of see, look, there they go, Babylon.
Whoop whoop. Area 51, please clear the boardwalk.
Yeah, there's been quite a bit happening in Santa Monica last year. Not good stuff. Some pew pewings and yeah, just even Venice. Venice was had a yeah, there's just been a lot of stuff happening all over LA as usual. But yeah, you can still go out, go out to the beach. Just be ready for anything. And that goes for anywhere, right? Even out in the middle of nowhere. Gotta watch out, gotta watch your back. All types of not only people, but who knows?
Entities.
Ay, mama. Hey, whoa, sorry, bomber. It's crazy what we can do in our dreams. And how much is not even just dreams, but so much more. Word up. You writing poetry there, Bomber? I see. I got a vision of you. You're in your tub as usual. Pedicure done, sipping on some bubbly and writing some poems and hanging out with us at the same time. And got a bomber twisted. Oof. Mm-hmm. All right. I guess I should have said that viewer discretion be advised. Santa Monica. There goes Popo. They used to do concerts. I don't know if they still do concerts here on the boardwalk somewhere around back over here. And I would not get in these waters here. Although we have way back in the day, even then, every so often they get these bacterias and stuff in there, and they to put up warnings, and you can't get in. Ugh. But people get in there, people still surf and get in the water, and people fish here. But yeah, you see, they got Popo patrolling. It's hot. Look, there's that guy lit up, and then there's this other vehicle going by there. I'm sure that's yep, that's another one there. Let's get out of Santa Monica. See what's popping up on the mountain. Let's go to Mount Wilson. Cam, thank you, Fox. Oh, I guess not. I guess we're going to LAX. All right, this is another spot. So this is just right down the way from Santa Monica. I wonder if you could see. Nope, you can't see Santa Monica from here, but this is some LAX action. And yeah, keep an eye out for UFOs here. That's super cool that they have cams in UFO hotspots. So you got LAX, you got Catalina, and next we should be able to check out Mount Wilson, which is I'll coin it. Look, there's a plane taking off there. And so it'd be hard to see one of those fast mover UFOs at night. I haven't really spotted them at night. I wonder if they're active at night. I asked the doc over at Custodian Files YouTube channel, and I forget what he said. I don't know. We got to keep trying, maybe with thermals, see if that pops up. I've noticed sometimes the orbs don't pop up on thermal. Has anyone been able to capture any orbs or some of the objects you do capture on therm? And drop a 420 in the chat if you're lit. Hmm. I noticed that's a little, I guess, like a weird little thing I have. I keep moving the arrow around. It's kind of like a comfort thing while I'm live. Then I deactivated the camera. Come on, camera. We're working now. Activate. There we go. And yeah, I wonder where this traffic, I wonder if they're coming in or going out. Been to LAX several times. There goes another plane. And yeah, there's a channel, a huge channel. Dude has like almost 3 million subscribers. um, Papa Meats. Anyone know Papa Meats? Yeah. We're getting the 420s in the chats. Someone's responding. Look, there's Chris. Dean. What's up, Christine? Hope you're well. Is it a chilly night tonight or what? Chilly Willy. And there's the Bat Mom. Oh, what a surprise. Yeah, we hanging out. Hey yo, hey. We just chilling right now. We're checking out LAX. We're keeping an eye out for any UFOs, UAPs, any other strange anomalies like Jetpack Man. Anyone check out the Jetpack Man footage from LAX? I'm surprised no one. I'm surprised no one's made shirts. Someone should be slanging them Jetpack Man shirts. I might jump on that. Speaking of shirts, I was speaking to one of the guys over at the asylum, and the asylum is so we got our smoke shop, skate shop. Yeah, sky's the limit. Smoke shop. Google us. 3925 East Olympic Boulevard, East Los Angeles. Los Angeles, California. Uh, and next to the smoke shop is a barber shop. And then there's this little space that used to be this guy that was a photographer. And I never really seen him there. It was weird. I only seen him a few times. And then one of the last times he was moving all his out. And I was like, damn, okay, there he goes. And so that space has been pretty empty there. And no one ever goes in there. It's where that chick is, the chica is painted. There's a face painted right on the gates of that door. So there's that, and then right next to that was the old Orphan City Church. I always trip out on that. Hashtag old world. Orphan trains, orphans. Let's peep Mount Wilson, y'all. Here we go. Oh man, look, the nephews and geez, you hear them? My nephew's got his friends over. All right, look at that view from Mount Wilson. So that would be the Sasquatch's view over the city. or the mountain lions, bears. There's that amazing picture of the famous mountain lion, the P-22, who was unfortunately hit, I believe it was last year or the year before. Super sad. But it was our local mountain lion who became really famous because someone, I forget the guy's name, photographer, took a picture with him or not with him. And that would have been really cool of him. And I don't know how the heck he did it. It must have been like a game camera, I'm thinking, unless he was lurking in the cut in a bush, with the Hollywood sign right behind it. It's epic. You could look it up. P-22 Hollywood sign. And so P-22 got hit and killed. They used to have a collar on him too, because he used to roam in people's backyards, and or people had their backyards where it roamed. And yeah, real famous. They, every once in a while. I remember when it first popped out. It was years ago, and throughout the years, you news would put up pictures. People would send in pictures of it, and so well-known mountain lion. And then there was like, I want to say, here we got sirens. Oh yeah. Hmm. Uh, yeah, it was like three or four other mountain lions that were hit on the 405, which is a major freeway out here. What was it? 405, I think the 210, and 210 makes sense because you got the mountains right there. But yeah, it was like three, four, five, and then not including P-22, I believe. So it was like four or five mountain lions that were hit, and bye bye. That sucks. And I know we do have like one of those, or maybe a few of those overpasses where they make it all nature like. So wildlife could, cross over, and it makes it feel like they're still in their element. Jeez. Anyway, yeah, super trippy view to see all those lights, flatlands. There's a few little hills here and there, but man, that is lit. And keep in mind also that I believe where the camera is here on Mount Wilson is where the towers, those towers are, with the radio towers. What is it? Communication towers. And there's these facilities there. And our good friend Wildman believe it goes under, which probably does. Pretty sure. And there's an observatory next to these towers here too. So you could only imagine the view through those amazing telescopes. And yeah, it's interesting how Mount Wilson, the observatory, came to be. A guy and his
Donkey.
hashtag old world, huh? Donkeys Incorporated. Yeah, it used to come up to the observatory, and I guess they established it. Hmm. I don't know. Or did they find it? Was there stuff already there? And I say that because the Griffith Park Observatory, which isn't too far from Mount Wilson here, is where they have, the famous Griffith Park Observatory. I'm sure you all have seen it before. That structure, I believe John Levi also touched on, uh, is of the old world as well. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I could see that. Wow. And then, yes, I believe if you're asking me, girl, yeah, that Mount Wilson. And then they say the flames got all the way to the radio towers there. There was one guy inside of the radio tower, and the news actually did an interview with him because he stayed inside of the facility. Because I guess there wasn't a way out for him, and he just stayed there. He probably went downstairs. Hmm. So yeah, and then it didn't get like the radio towers are right next to where the observatory is too. So I'm surprised. And then so from down here where I'm at, if I go outside and cross the street where like the train goes by, I could. And actually, if I go further down a bit, a few blocks, I got a really good view of the mountains there. So I could see the mountains from down here. And let's throw one of these cameras on. Let's bounce to Ontario Airport. That's Ontario, California, folks. Oof. Looks like the fog got to it. Uh yeah, that's Ontario, I believe might be Riverside County, California, or San Bernardino. Yeah, that's yeah. So the fires got really close to there, Garrel, and it was interesting that uh the observatory, thank goodness it wasn't affected, or I was questioning the radio towers because we were the movie. They live comes to mind when they were pumping like a signal out that was like, I don't know, messing with the people. Made me think of that maybe those radio towers are pumping out some weird signal. So maybe the fire should have. um yeah, Ontario Airport looking pretty misty there. Are they getting the fog out there? What's going on, Ontario? Hmm. Oh yeah, you were watching when it was live. Whoa. So when it was going up towards the, so that would have been the Eaton fire. Eaton. And so yeah, it's kind of yeah, I think something's definitely going on in those mountains there. Cause you got right at the base of the mountains, you also got, and I've been harping on it, NASA JPL, which I forget who it was brought it up to, because I went and did some videos right on this bridge where you get a nice view of NASA JPL from afar. And then there's this I guess you could say it's like the arroyo, this the arroyo seco, where I guess water would hold because it turns into, I think that's where Devil's Gate Dam is where that, on the other side of that bridge it drops down. And so I know water accumulates there, but when it's dry, it's like this big flat area in front of the NASA JPL facility. And someone mentioned like, oh yeah, what's under there? And it does seem like, oh yeah, there would be something under there, and we'll have to take a look because I'm wanting to go check out this Devil's Gate Dam. And it's like, yeah, a dam. And I would imagine when there's water, like we just had water, it'd probably not be a good time because you don't never know where some of this water rushes to. And, having yesterday we had flash flood warnings. We got it on our phone, that those creepy alerts that just scare you when they go off. And we were just talking earlier about this flooded area that we seen video of in off of Instagram in out here in Southern California yesterday. That was really bad. That looked like there was some damage there. So I'm wondering where exactly that was. And so there was some pretty major flooding out here, and I haven't heard the news really touch on it much either. Hmm. Then again, oh, the coyotes are out. The hood yotes. and what's going on in chat talking about Idaho. Hmm. What was that? Someone see something fly down here right now? Psh, seen something like weird. Are we getting fast movers here? Keep an eye out. And then tonight, I don't know tonight. How did I do it? I was like at the shop. I was kind of setting up to go live and just talk about maybe some Sasquatchery, Bigfootery, and things got a little hectic with just business, which was good. It's sometimes some people will come in, boom, bam, get what they need, and they out. And then we get other folks, which is cool. Some are very interesting. Met some really cool people, and some people are like, yeah, you don't want to talk to too long. And yeah, so you interact with these different characters and energies, and yeah, it was intense one today. Not intense in a bad way, but just a lot of high energy, a lot of different characters. I'll say again, it's a trip. And there's Pancho Zorch. Oh yeah, stepping in hot. So I was like, I haven't really heard any recent Bigfoot news. So I'm like, what's going on in the Bigfoot world? You know, anyone hear anything recent? Anyone check on like the latest Bigfoot news or anything like that? I know there's several outlets where you could get information like that. I think when was it? It was a few weeks ago. We shared a uh local legend, and Senor Perez, and he has a what is it, it's a newsletter, and it's called the Bigfoot Times. Yeah, and we shared that last time. I don't know, anyone ended up signing up for that. He's been doing that a long time, and I still haven't signed up for it. I need to go ahead and do that. And I've known about it for years. I just, get caught up. But yeah, the Bigfoot Times, and I believe he sends it out electronically, and I do believe he also sends out a physical uh copy, and I believe it's every month he puts one out. And if you're into the Bigfoot stuff, you probably know about him. And he's well known. Had spent a lot of years going to Bluff Creek, and he's from Southern California. And you'll see him around different documentaries and stuff like that. And so anyway, so Bigfoot news, and then I'm using a new search engine here, thanks to Garrel here, who shared what he uses. And I don't know if you wanted me sharing that, but you can see the logo there anyway. And I like it. I've been enjoying it. Super cool. And so this is what the search engine pulled. I was like, well, let's put in Bigfoot news and see what's going on in the world of uh-huh. And so recent Bigfoot news includes sightings and investigations in various locations. On January 17th, 2025, an ATV rider in Idaho captured a video captured video footage of a massive dark figure resembling Bigfoot, which frightened the rider enough to turn back immediately. And see here in Washington State, two men from Portland, yep, passed away. Remember that? That really Yeah, a lot of people heard about that one. So we'll go on, and yeah, that was up in the Gifford Pinchot, which is a place I want to check out. And I forget who we had someone in chat who I believe has been up in the Gifford Pinchot and just a lot of strange missing people, a lot of Bigfoot reports out of there. So that's high on my list to check out. And it would be, excuse me, interesting to actually check out the location where this happened. I mean, at least I think so. I'd like to go check it out. Those guys were going there for a reason, and maybe I wouldn't go during the snowy season. That's for sure. But maybe during the summer would be interesting to check out and see what's going on there. And I haven't heard any other updates. Anyone hear any updates on this case? Uh, yeah, that was a tragic one there. Let's see. Additionally, on January 8th, 2025, a hunter named Andrew, let's see, is that Baum, reported seeing a Bigfoot in Richland County, Ohio. Yeah, Ohio, man, there's really repping. You hear Ohio a lot. I have a buddy that comes by the shop, super cool guy. His parents, it's a trip. They're like East LA and everything, but he somehow has ties in Ohio. Spent a lot of time there, and is totally Ohio. But he's back in LA now, and he just, man, he gets around. He's total LA too, and he just is very knowledgeable of all types of stuff. Super cool guy. I want to take him bigfooting. I think he'd really enjoy it. And yeah, I've picked his brain a little bit about Ohio and stuff, and he's like, oh yeah, he's mentioned some areas and stuff. And why I'm mentioning him? Oh yeah, I guess he's my Ohio friend. And yeah, Ohio quite a bit. You get the what is it? The I forget his name. He's the DNR for a particular park out there, and he's been talking a whole lot. Like they're promoting Bigfoot. They're making it a thing, which is I think it's super cool. And yeah, big up Ohio. I'd like to check out Ohio sometime. And it says, so yeah, Richland County, Ohio, which was rated as a Class A sighting. So, man, oof, Class A. Yeah, there's different classes of sightings, yo. By the Bigfoot, by the BFRO, due to the high credibility of the witness and the speed of the creature's movement. Huh. Yeah, they say they're fast. A lot of people describe them that like they move with the speed of a deer, and deer could be quick. So yeah, some 2025 action there. Sounds like. Are they true reports? Who knows? It's up to you to dig and find out a little more. Let's see. Scrolling down here, we got a few things. Yeah. Anybody hear about those reports? No. What's chat chatting about? Let's see here. All right, I'm caught up. Oh yeah, Fresno. Fresno's part of the Nevada Triangle. And yeah, speaking of triangles, let's see. I think we have something else here coming up. Aha. Glad you mentioned Fresno. See. Oh, not doing that right. There we go. Yeah, anyone, let's see. Blazer's got some, his those tracks that he found, that should be marked. I definitely mark that down as activity for this new year as well. And for those that don't know, we have a friend Blazer who's probably in his ninth dream right now, unless he's hanging out in chat. Uh, yeah, he got some tracks, shared it. They were tracks in the snow, very interesting and odd. Let's see, why did I pull this article up? I thought there was something on here for us, but nope. Come on, dwarf. All right, so we were mentioning the Fresno Triangle. Anyone familiar with that? And if not, you should check it out. A lot of weirdness in Fresno. And of course, I believe Yosemite National Park is up in that triangle as well. And is it Area 51?
Area 51.
Is right by, it's part of it too. So it's like Area 51, Fresno, and I forget where's the other part of the triangle? Some other weird location that makes up the Fresno Triangle. But right here, look at this Express US. It's got this article here, and it's a trip because we've been talking about Alaska. Alaska's been coming up because of we were covering the recent plane crash and all the other plane crashes that have been happening. But Alaska had one recently, and oof, what was it? 10 people, including the pilot. No one made it. Haven't heard any updates on that either. But we were bringing up the Alaskan Triangle and all the strangeness and high strangeness going on in Alaska and up in the Triangle. And I had seen someone recently also, there's a YouTube post out there with this same, almost like the same title here, but it was something like that 20,000 people missing or vanished in Alaska. And then, so this article here, I was tripping out. I was like, oh, yeah, like similar to that YouTube video that was just posted. And it's 20,000 people vanished in Alaska or in the Alaskan Triangle. Boom, something Bigfoot or UFOs could be to blame. Hmm. What do y'all think? Bigfoot, UFOs, Bigfoot and UFOs, Bigfoot working with UFOs. What could it be? Portals, all those all those things come up. What's going to be the next new thing? Because portals seems to be the latest and one of the last things I guess we're thinking of at the moment. But I wonder if soon here will be a whole new thing, a whole new theory on what could be taking people, bringing beings. Uh, Let's scroll down here. Let's see. Doo-doo-doo-doo. And I believe, yes, I checked. I keep asking if people could see when I scroll here because I'm there's a little tab thing that you click here to be able to do this. But then I can't scroll or zoom in when I'm doing this right here. But when I go over here, then I could scroll and everything. And I believe it moves. I've been trying to check on the lives to see if I see that moving when I do that. And I believe it is. And then I could zoom in and do different things. So I believe that's how you do that, girl. Anyway, the area which spans between Juneau, Anchorage, and the town of, let's see, Utqiagvik. Oof, that's a tough one. Formerly Barrow, is covered in dense forests, icy mountains, and frozen tundra. Mysterious theories abound as to why an estimated 20,000 people have vanished within a vast region of the U.S. known as the Alaskan Triangle, extending between Juneau, Anchorage, and the town of Barrow, formerly known Barrow. This territory is characterized by thick forests, towering icy peaks, and expansive stretches of frozen tundra. Scant population means there are rarely any witnesses to the mysterious disappearances. Since the 1970s, approximately 20,000 people have been reported missing in the area, prompting spine chilling hypotheses about their fates. The disappearances rate is said to be twice the national average, according to the Travel Channel. Okay, reports of UFOs encounters have heightened the mystery with sightings of bizarre triangular craft witnessed drifting through the skies. Ay, ay, ay. Anyone been to the Alaskan Triangle? Anyone have plans for the Alaskan Triangle? If so, let me know. I'd love to check out Alaska one day. Who's been to Alaska up in the chat here? Richard's going to pop out of some hole watch if he hasn't already. Keep an eye out for Richard, y'all. Hmm. Juanito, how you holding up? Doing all right? We're getting started. Do, do, do. And of course, this is a fun map to look at. And see the purpley lit areas and the really like really hot areas. They're like almost white. And surprisingly, to me, when I first found out, I was like, whoa, there's that many sightings on the East Coast. And even towards the middle of the country there. Seems like a whole lot. Florida's all lit up there. I mean, how accurate is this map? Let's zoom in a little more there. And it looks like, yeah, Canada's just lit. It's like hot white. And it comes on down the Pac West there. And in through the Sierras all the way down. It looks like it even goes into Mexico a bit there, which I do not doubt. I'm sure there's Bigfoots in Mexico. I know some may find that hard to believe, but I sense it. Maybe they go there for vacation too. Who doesn't like going to Mexico? Have you been to Mexico, Juanito? And if so, que parte? What part? And there's some more interactive maps as well, which is pretty cool. And I'd like try making a map one day, just like maybe reports that you've gotten that I've received and stuff like that, and then combine it with other uh what you might think of credible databases. Maybe you could add some of that and expand it. Be a lot of work though. There's this one and Bigfoot sightings. Let's see. Boom. We're focusing on Cali because I was kind of checking these maps out, and for some reason, I somehow was being guided towards Mendocino County, California, which is right under Humboldt County, part of the Emerald Triangle there. And these are places we're going to be touching on. And yeah, for some reason, tonight was Bigfoot night. So this map here, you could zoom in and zoom out, but it doesn't have like I guess you could click on these little dots, and I wasn't able to get too much information. So it's only seems to be so interactive. But there was another one that had popped up and was pretty cool. Let's see. Where'd you go? Well, if it pops up, we'll check it out again. But somehow I ended up in Mendocino. I was like, all right, well, we're doing Mendocino. Let's check out some Bigfoot reports out of Mendocino. And sure enough, there was several, and especially according to the BFRO. And BFRO, I think they only have like 14 submitted reports, which I thought it was shocking. I thought they'd have a lot more, especially being under Humboldt County and you know part of the Emerald Triangle. Yeah, you would think there'd be a lot more reports submitted, but not. But you could find old reports at a Mendocino, and apparently a few new ones. So we'll take a look here and see what we got. And I did look specifically for older ones because there's one case that we're going to check out that kind of help confirm things for me about a particular area and possibly some strange happenings. So let's see. So this big up redheaded black belt Kim Kemp salute. And I guess we'll get right into it. This is a report, and it's back from from the 60s. And you can see the title here. Woman says she witnessed two Sasquatch hunting sheep on the Mendocino coast, which is to me very interesting because I like these coastal reports. Um, One thing I started when I was up in Humboldt, and I would go out looking for Bigfoot in particular spots and spots that I heard to go check out, and I started coming across these stick structures that we find like in the woods, these weird ones on the beach too. So I was like, are they hanging out and doing this stuff on the beach too? So it was a thing, we were finding a lot of this stuff all up and down these areas and in known Bigfoot spots. So, ah, made me wonder. And let's see here. Kim Kemp, please note, redheaded black belt doesn't personally believe in Bigfoot. These are the recollections of one person and have not been fact checked, but are presented in the spirit of the Halloween season. So I guess they shared this during Halloween. But you could find, and it's funny they use the. This is a Washington, supposed Washington State uh, transportation cameras. I don't know if anyone's seen that case. And there's actually two other cases out of Washington State where the supposed cameras of the Washington State District of Transportation has captured supposed Bigfoots. And this is one of them there. It looks like a cutout for sure. Who knows? That leg there looks a lot darker and thicker than that left one there. But who knows? And they say, yeah, they think that maybe it was some sort of prank, maybe done by the Washington State District of Transportation. And let's see, two of the cases I think they have pictures of both of them, and then another one is a full on video of a subject walking, and uh, and it's not quite doing the what we tend to think of the Bigfoot walk, like the tightrope, one foot in front of the other, long strides. Looks like more of a normal man walk. So probably a guy in a suit, but it's Washington State. So you never know. Maybe these things, some move differently. And it is a pretty cool video, I think. So that's what that picture there is about. And we'll have to do that one of these nights, going on these Washington uh, state district of transportation videos of Bigfoot. Let's see here. It gets into this account of this lady. It says memories can be elusive, like a figure through a foggy window, but some moments stay with you no matter how hard you try to forget. It was a summer evening in August 1966. Two sisters felt the darkness coming on, but the summer light remained alongside the mouth of the Albion River. Albion. So, what was it? Yesterday night, I think I was touching on this particular area of Mendocino, and we had gotten this Airbnb right on the coast, and it was a super cool spot. There goes the ghetto bird. Um, and from the top of the house, you could see like this beach area, the beach, and a river flows in to the beach there to the ocean. Freshwater meets saltwater. And around this area, there's a lot of driftwood, and so there was a lot of constructing of these strange, call them whatever you want, shelters or art. Yeah, some of it was really small, and you had your typical big teepees and all types of weird stuff. And so yeah, I got videos, and actually we went to that spot several times on different occasions, and there was always some sort of structure activity going on there. And so yeah, it had me thinking, I'm like, oh man, are they coming out to this area? And in and around that area, I had, of course, looked up for reports and stuff, and there has been even in one of the bigger towns there on the coast, Fort Bragg, Mendocino, has gotten reports of Bigfoots coming into the town. And I tried looking up this particular case where a guy, I think from his house, just seen like the head and shoulders of a Sasquatch. And I think he like pulled out a shotgun or something like that. And the thing had gone away. But yeah, pretty weird. Ooh, throat's getting dry. luckily I have something to sip on there. So it was summer evening in August. Let's see, where did I get to? Do 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 do. Boom. Let's scroll down a little bit, and there's a cool picture to go with this. Oh yeah, there go the sirens. Something's popping off outside. So Albion Flat in the 1960s. Picture from eBay. And when I found this was a little while back, maybe like maybe a year or so ago. When did she post this? But there's other few other uh it's websites that feature this particular case, and to me it was very significant, and I'll let you know why in a minute. Let's see if we could read the rest of this. RJ was 15 in August 1966. One of four children. Her family was living in Ukiah, and Ukiah is inland from the coast here in Mendocino, while her father worked as a commercial fisherman based in Albion. Oh, wow. Interesting. Yeah, so, a lot of these coastal towns, of course, a lot of fishing. Albion, I believe you could maybe go. I know there's areas up here where you could go abalone diving as well. I know that's a thing. We found abalone like shells before. Super cool. And yeah, so Albion, and again, Albion is where that house is. So that house is basically like looking over this area, this old picture here, and I was like, "Whoa, that's the area there." And then so it says, "Mom and the children would make the trip through the coastal range at least twice a week, visiting dad and bringing him supplies. Soon, mom, RJ, her older sister, and her two younger siblings tracked down a trailer. They parked it near the dock. Dad tied up his boat and made the Albion Flats their home. RJ and her older sister slept in the family car while mom, dad, and the little ones slept in the boat. On that August evening, the long light of summer was fading, but the river and hills were stuffed with light. The sisters got comfortable around 8 p.m., tucking themselves into a 1957 two-door Pontiac Chieftain stocked with pillows and blankets. Big sister was in the front seat and RJ was in the back. They rolled the windows down and let the summer evening in. Sisters talked in that easy way you can at the let's see. Sisters talked in that easy way you can at the end of summer's day. Huh. Not sure if I read that right. The moment was broken by an audible bleating of a sheep. This was no normal baa. It sounded like an entire flock was crying in terror. Jeez. Another pretty cool picture there. That's provided by the Getty. Been talking about been mentioning brief things about the Getty. And then let's see. So startled, the sisters tried to p- pinpoint where the noise was emitting from. Across the river on a steep hillside, a local man's flock grazed within a fenced pasture. They caught sight of the sheep running frantically. The flock scattered, forming smaller groups afraid of an unknown predator. The flock's cries, their frantic movements, the summer evening calm broken by the unalterated fear of defenseless prey. And then the unforgettable came into view. RJ and her big sister made out what first looked like two bears running on their hind legs, moving with an unnatural agility. Their faces were flat, their arms and legs were long. They were tall, maybe 6'4", muscular and wide. Long dark hair covered their bodies. In the fading summer light, the pair watched these strange creatures terrorize the flock 150 yards away on the opposite side of the river. The creatures looked to be working together to corner the sheep. The sheep cried. The light dimmed. The sisters witnessed the unbelievable. Summer twilight gave way to seaside darkness, and the pair feared these creatures could swim. They locked the Pontiac doors and hid under their blankets, horrified these creatures would come for them next. The night was long. The sisters replayed their moments of the summer night broken, the flock wailing and scattering, the, the senseless cruelty of these unknown creatures. Morning light prompted to pair prompted the pair to emerge from the Pontiac. The sisters got down to the boat and told mom and dad, who thought it was all a dream. Later that morning, RJ was at the local post office located across from the river, not far from where the strange creatures tormented the sheep. Locals spoke of sheep killed in the night. They blamed it on wild pack of dogs. You can see here predatory dogs killed four sheep during, or 41 sheep, geez, during October. Here's an article here. I'll slowly scroll through. Seems like they blamed it on dogs there. And it says clipping from the Mendocino Coast Beacon, 11th November 1966, demonstrate the sheep killings going on in the county. RJ was told by Sam Costa, the Mendocino County Sheriff at the time, that it was unusual that dogs would only eat the heart, liver, and flesh between the legs of the sheep. She watched the sheriff inspect the carcass. Marauding black bears kill 100 sheep in coastal areas. And these are all newspaper articles. Clipping from the Ukiah Daily Journal. In the 1960s, demonstrate the sheep killings going on in the county. Sheep killings were not uncommon in rural Mendocino. Whenever RJ heard about another pack of dogs taking down a sheep, she knew the real culprit. 38 years later, after RJ's experience, she composed a Bigfoot observation report and submitted it to the BFRO. And in the years following her sighting, she would hear tales of more up and down the Mendocino coast. Her father in law described seeing a similar creature near Camchi in the 1930s. He was in a wagon when Bigfoot crossed the road in front of the horses. The man driving the wagon had seen the creature before and told the father in law the creature was called the Woodsman. In the 1940s, there were reports of Bigfoot seen carrying an armload of fish near Fort Bragg. In the 1970s, two Bigfoots reportedly stole grain sacks near Albion. Ah, the BFRO classifies RJ's sightings as a Class A, confidently ruling out the misidentification of other animals as Bigfoot. The observation report contains notes written by a BFRO researcher who reached out to RJ asking specific questions to validate her sighting. RJ's report is detailed and vivid. There is almost a naivety. Is that how you pronounce that? To her tone and diction. like recalling that night brought her back to the child that saw the unbelievable. As time passed, the sighting next to the Albion River has proven to be a seminal moment, changing the course of her life. How do we know? We spoke to her on the phone. Okay, and they show a picture of Jacob the Bigfoot there, and then it goes on and on a little bit more there, but basic rundown of that report there. And the reason for me that was, pretty important was because the stuff I was finding in that area. Um, one of the things on one of the times that we had gone to that area, we noticed it was closed off to vehicles because you could drive down to that area. There's a parking lot and restroom there, and so people, I would imagine camp out and whatever, do their thing. But this particular time, it was all closed off, so you couldn't drive down there, but you could walk down there. And even though I think at that time there might have still even been like one van, some dude might have still been down there, but yeah, there wasn't supposed to be anyone down there. And yeah, we found all these different size structures and stuff, stick formations. And this particular time I was walking over there, and so I'll briefly, there's this whole thing with some people in the Bigfoot world that claim or have this phenomenon going on where they're being gifted marbles. And at the time, I've never had anything like that happen to me. Although I have found marbles before, like in weird places. But there's a particular channel out there that has posted videos of supposed marbles coming out of thin air and stuff like that. And so it had me, I thought it was pretty interesting. And around the structures, people and I myself have found weird stuff, just random weird, trinkets and little strange things that are like human stuff. So it could be, just people leaving stuff behind or whatever, kids maybe. But some of it's pretty strange, and a lot of us document that stuff. So this time I was walking over to some of these structures. I seen new structures. I seen some teepees and stuff, and I was like, all right, super excited and making my way over to check them out and get video. And that's in this Albion area here that we just seen pictures of, and where this lady uh, had this experience. And as I'm walking over to check some of this stuff out, I notice on the sand, and there wasn't anything else around there that I could see, like any toys or anything like that. I just happened to find, he's showing up there, blue marble. And the blue happened to be a topic, like it was like a theme with people finding blue items and structures, or people being gifted like blue marbles. And it's not always blue. They could come in different colors, I guess. But I happened to find a blue marble in the sand. So I didn't see it drop out of thin air or anything like that. But it was just like, whoa. And at the time, I even gave a shout out to the channel I was mentioning earlier. I know that particular channel has gotten into you know, has gotten their card pulled by certain people. People have been calling them out, and so it's been an issue with some of the stuff they've been putting out. And so I haven't been getting involved with any of that. I just been watching from the sideline. It's unfortunate that things like that happen sometimes, but I'm just activating my camera there. Um, and so yeah, who knows if the activity that he's getting is really happening. I've always questioned it, and I always thought it was fascinating type of stuff he was putting out, because pretty much like no one else was putting out Bigfoot activity like this. It was pretty wild. But there's people that that also know this channel, and I believe they get, they find a lot of the similar stuff we find as well, and it's a female, and she's gotten the marble thing happen to her, and I fully, to her I trust 100%. And I don't know her, like I haven't met her in person like that, but as far as a YouTube, and she just seems like a honest, like just a sweet soul, an honest person, and so yeah, I trust her, and she's had that marble thing happen, and she's a structured lady. She's good at finding these things, and she's just really in tune with herself and nature and stuff. She takes a lot of pictures of amazing pictures of wildlife as well, which is also a super plus if you're into these topics. I think into Bigfoot especially, I think the wildlife stuff comes hand in hand. And so yeah, the blue marble. And so there's video of this when this happened, and I thought it was pretty fascinating. And so I was like, all right, well, is it just the Bigfoot thing, the marble thing? And I was like, well, it's, you know, I haven't really heard anyone mention anything, but maybe it has something to do with the paranormal. And tonight I was just like briefly like, all right, let's check it out, like marbles and the paranormal. Is there anything there? And I did find something, and I thought it was pretty interesting, and actually goes on for quite a bit, but I won't read everything. I did quite a bit of reading. Thanks for hanging in with my reading there. But really quick, it says marbles and the paranormal. Marbles appearing in homes and often associated with paranormal phenomenon, as reported by individuals on various forums and Reddit threads. Some believe that finding marbles can be a sign of spiritual messages or protection. Super cool. In Singapore, there is a belief that the sound of marbles dropping in HDB, which is government housing flats, is caused by children or child ghosts playing with marbles left by builders to keep them entertained and out of trouble. However, scientific explanation suggests that these sounds might be due to water hammer, or air bubbles trapped in pipes. And it goes on a little bit more. If you'd like to know about paranormal and marbles, look it up. But yeah, so there is something there with marbles. Anyone ever get marbles? You ever find marbles? And I found them on several occasions. Already having like some sort of knowledge of like Bigfoot, possibly, and I've documented it. But I think this one, this blue one, near the structures, was pretty far out, and I've kept it since. This is happened quite a long time ago, and some extra stuff happened too while uh after I found the marble, because I kept finding more and more structures, which is cool. And I think that's along the lines, just like finding the marble, finding these structures could be on that like uh paranormal tip even. I've thought of it like that, like these things tend to sometimes magically pop up, it seems. Things pop up overnight. I've seen things get reconstructed overnight. And I would follow up on a lot of these structures that I was finding. So definitely something there with these stick formations, whatever you want to call them. I know some people get they don't like the stick structure term. So whatever you want to call them, call them what you want. And so yeah, really quick, I'll share. So I found something else right after that. I there was this almost like a teepee, but it was like the top was open, and it had some weird little cross things in it. and I found these, and this is all driftwood. A lot of the structures we would find would be at a driftwood, and you get some random things in there too, like pallets and stuff. It's like, who the hell brought a pallet or a tire all the way the hell out here? Like, okay, maybe it washed up from the beach or something like that, but it was just weird where these things would be placed. But um, and our boy Sovereign Cosmic Wildman's latest post over on his channel, you'll see one of these pallets placed. I really like I like all his videos, but this latest one that he posted really reminded me of some of the stuff even out of here, Albion. And then the pallets we found in different areas was pretty funny. So I did have a little clip of a video because on that particular structure that I'm telling you about, I found these two little figurines made out of driftwood, and it looks like someone carved it. They're carvings, and it's funny because the shape of the driftwood, it's almost like these dome, like I want to say like pointed, rounded heads, almost like cone heads. They chose like a very interesting pieces of driftwood, and it's two characters on there that to me look very Bigfoot like. So I had this marble thing happen. I have Bigfoots on the mind. There's these structures that I'm finding. And then I on one of the structures, I find these carvings of what look to me, they look like almost like tiki men. And to me, I had Bigfoot on the mind. And yeah, we could take a look really quick. Some of you have maybe seen this video before, but let's check it out. And again, it's in this Albion area where we just checked out this old throwback report. Um, yeah. Let's see, could we make that big? Let's put some audio too. Since it's my video, I think I could have the audio on, right? Boom.
All right, I just found the small detail.
Uh-oh. Let's see.
I'm at a new
Okay.
spot. I'm gonna upload this video before
So the audio's
uh,
not running
the next
through
vid. The next vid is gonna be pretty
the
long,
interface. You might be able to
and I
hear it, but
recommend
you'll
it
be able to see
if you
what I'm
like
talking about here.
the work that I'm doing. What I did want to show right quick actually is that this structure here you'll see in the vid, but I didn't get to point out
And they're little carvings.
is these two
See,
these two
one looks
cool
mean
carvings.
and the other one looks happy. He even's got a little mustache, looks like.
First time, well, actually,
Hopefully y'all
if
could
you
see that.
remember, there was a beach further north that I go to, and we actually saw like a stick figure propped in front of one of the structures, which I thought was very unique and cool. And these guys, look at these characters, man. Might be a clue into who's building these. So please share, like the next video that's coming up. Share, like all my stuff, actually. Trying to get my views up. I'm not ashamed of saying it. Um, yeah, I want to just keep bringing work like this forward. Um, and yeah, we're just out here trying to get questions answered. And yeah, stay tuned.
Boom. Yeah, it's a little interesting share there. So we'll keep an ear and an eye on Albion there. Maybe we'll look up some more stuff. I know there was a channel I was mentioning called Beyond Creepy, and he does pretty good trippy alien and cryptid stories and stuff, and they're pretty far out. But he had this one video episode called Strange Mendocino, which is the county we were talking about tonight. and it was just this series of strange disappearances. Some of them were I ended up finding out one case. There were some updates, and it ended up being like criminal. So there were a few that may have been criminal, but they were weird. They were weird, and a lot of them were along the coast there. So in and around the Albion area, there's some cases of some strange missing persons. And we mentioned the case of Asha Kramer, who will do here really soon, maybe this weekend. Who knows? We'll see what happens for tomorrow. But yeah, so a lot of weird stuff going on in this Mendocino area. And if you got any strange experiences from Mendocino, I've heard some. Hey, let us know. Drop a message in the chat or in the comments later. And definitely more reports out of Mendocino, Bigfoot related. Let's see what we got here. Here's the Willits news, and Willits is a town in Mendocino, and Willits actually has a really cool sign when you're headed north on 101 in through the town of Willits. They have a sign there that says, I believe it says, like gateway to the redwoods. So it's like a almost like a welcoming entrance into behind the redwood curtain. And yeah, so this one here is it's got a audio to it as well. And Bigfoot sighting on Highway 101. And there's been quite a few reports when you look into these areas, these different counties on 101, a lot of Bigfoot reports uh, you'll hear from this particular highway, which is a big highway. 101 cuts through here as well, goes all up and down. I think it goes all the way to, goes on into Canada, I believe. And I had my second sighting on 101. 101 headed south. That was my Trinidad, California sighting. And we've talked about that a few times. So yeah, I've had sighting on 101 as well. And so here during the height of the smoke season, so it was, we get the fires up north a lot. Mendocino burns quite a bit, and as well as neighboring counties. And so smoke from Mendocino, lightning complex fires. A Laytonville man had an encounter with an ape-like creature while driving north of Willits on Highway 101 near Shimmings Ridge Road. And let's scroll this up a little bit. We'll read a little bit more. I won't read the whole thing. It actually goes on for quite a bit. And it says this animal stepped onto the southbound lane near where the guardrail stops, says Lopinto. It was very smoky and incredibly hot, at least 100 degrees. Yeah, it gets very hot in these areas. And we get, yeah, up in the hundreds, except for if you're on the coast. If you're on the coast, it's a whole other world there, let me tell you. A lot cooler. 100 degrees, but still daylight. It ran really fast directly into the path of a small truck, which had pulled out to pass me after the lanes had expanded from 2 lanes to 4. The creature was completely black and looked all freaked out. I pointed at it so the other driver could see it and hit my brakes hard. I didn't think I could stop in time and was sure I was going to hit it. Miraculously, the passing truck missed the creature and sped out of sight. So, report there, and it goes on for quite a bit. So, I'm sure there's maybe some more details there. And they mentioned, let's see, did they mention Laytonville? Yes, I believe so. Yeah, Laytonville's another town that you pass through on 101. Whoops. And let's see what we got here. Citing Mendocino County, Sonoma County. So Sonoma County is right under Mendo. And yeah, we call it Mendo for short. And you can see the little greenish area there, or aqua. That's the county there. And right here, the report says, "My name is Ed. I just want to say I have seen this Bigfoot before. I'm from Northern California, Sonoma, Mendocino area. And that's where our good friend Digger Dog's from. He's from Sonoma. It was in the summer of 2003, around July. I was in the Redwood Valley area coming from the Indian reservation. hmm I was with two other family members in a car going to the town of Ukiah. Yeah, Ukiah, also one of the bigger towns on 101 in the Mendo area. As we were coming down the road, I noticed a tall, hairy thing walking down the side of the road, like going down a ditch. I only saw it for a few seconds, but I saw it long enough to describe it. It was a it was about 7 to 8 feet tall and hairy. What I noticed the most about it was the head from the shoulders up was round and long, like it was all neck with a flat top. It walked upright like a human would walk. To me, it looked like it was trying not to be seen because of the speed it went down the ditch. To me, a human would not have gone down the side of the road as fast as this. And so, see, that's another thing with my Trinidad sighting. I explained that this subject came from the opposite side of 101. I was headed southbound, and it was tall, lanky, and it just jet black. It looked like just a silhouette. And I describe, I'm sure you've heard people describe the basketball player type. That's what it seemed like, tall and just like a basketball player. And it walked across the highway, and there was a few other cars in front of me. And so I thought these cars were either the subject was going to wait in the middle of the highway and let these cars pass, or someone was going to stop and honk, and there's going to be maybe some swerving going on and all that. But whatever it was, I didn't see when it made it across, but those cars went through and I didn't see anything there. So I'm like, the subject made it across. And so I had an idea where it would have been. And so when I passed that part of the highway, I looked over and it's nothing but redwoods and a steep ravine that drops down. And if you keep going down, 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 and this is like terrain that people wouldn't, you'd have to like maybe slide on your butt or something like that. Uh this subject must have gone down there because I didn't see anything when I passed the side of the road, and there wasn't anything on the other side. It was strange. And again, yeah, whatever it was must have gone down that steep ravine into the redwoods, and down at the end, if you keep going down, you end up at the beach down there, Trinidad. And there's been reports out of there before too. And I mentioned there was a BFRO report submitted from a while back, but it was recently submitted, and it was a couple ladies who had a road cross sighting right beside Highway 101. Is like a little like not a detour, but yeah, somewhat a detour that leads you into some communities there, where actually my friend who owned a property actually when I first moved to NorCal, we are actually going to move to Mendocino County. There's a little town called Yorkville, which is around some of these areas that we've been touching on here. But that fell through, and I ended up in Honeydew, and so my friend there had a second place up in Trinidad as well. So I got to spend time up there, and then ended up moving to Trinidad with another friend, actually West Haven, Trinidad. It's pretty much the same thing there, but if you want to get technical. Um, so yeah, I know very much the road these ladies had their sighting, and it's right the entrance to that freeway where I had mine is just it's right there as well. So pretty interesting. David Politis also has in one of his books, I think I want to say it's either Hoopa Project or Tribal Bigfoot, and they mention in that book about sightings in Trinidad there as well, and of them swimming. And it's interesting that the young girls that had the sheep incident were thinking that these creatures could swim, and yeah, that they go swimming rock to rock because there's these huge rocks right there on the beach, like right off not too far from the sand. They're massive rocks, and I guess the seabirds lay eggs on those rocks. There's nests on them, and they were reported going from rock to rock, I guess, collecting the bird eggs to consume. And yeah, there's been talks of them coming out of, they mentioned that them with big old fish, I think, out of the Albion case there too. There's reports further up north of them coming out with seaweed as well in those areas. So very fascinating stuff there. And here's another one from, let's see, some older ones. That's the one we read there. Let's see, sheep killings. Let's see. Additionally, in 1961-62, a series of Bigfoot tracks were reported by Bob Titmus, and that name should ring a bell. Uh, Northeast of Covelo, and Covelo, if I'm not mistaken, it's a res, and like Hoopa, there's a lot of crime and stuff that goes on in Covelo. You've heard a whole lot of stuff. I've heard it's pretty dangerous. I have spent just a brief pass through the area, heading up into the Mendocino wilderness, and there is I believe, was it out of Covelo? There might be some 411 cases. If not, it's near Covelo area. And I remember, let's see, there was a Mendocino 411 case, and yeah, they believe the guy might have been washed away by the river or something like that. Him and his son were out hunting, and the dad stepped out, never came back, and yeah, they never found him. So, and that was just a few years ago. We'll share that in the community posts, so keep an eye out for that. And I know Juliana, if you're listening to this later, you'll know that case for sure. And it says here, in 1962, Robert Hatfield reported seeing a Bigfoot standing head and shoulders above. Okay, so this is the one with the shotgun, I believe, that I was telling you in Fort Bragg. So Robert Hatfield reported seeing a Bigfoot standing head and shoulders above a 6-foot fence near Fort Bragg. Okay, so maybe it wasn't exactly in town. But I believe there was one that, yeah, I heard it. It was like in town, and the guy's seen, it was very similar to that. Seen like the head and shoulders above a fence. He pulled out a shotgun, and I guess the thing went away. But It says here also these sightings and reports contributed to the lore surrounding Bigfoot in Mendocino County, with multiple sightings classified as Class A by the BFRO. And this is possibly another one. Let's see. This is also from Redheaded Black Belt. And I remember when she posted this one. If Walk hunched, a deer hunter's encounter with Bigfoot in the Mendocino County mountains 49 years ago. And I always keep an eye out for Kim Kemp's posts in case there's any Bigfoot stuff. And she has a few. And I remember I've sent her a few things before. I talked about how she really is a black belt, and my son used to do martial arts with her. Let's see. A pinnacle rises above the trees in the area of Highway 162 and Dos Rios, Laytonville Road, not far from where the hunter alleges he encountered Bigfoot. So another throwback report out of Mendo there. And I got a few more. Don't worry, folks. We're we're coming to a bit of an end here. Let's see what else we got. And don't forget, we've talked about the Hulu documentary called
Sasquatch.
and I kind of did a spoil alert yesterday. And it's funny how they titled this one. Look, Hulu's Sasquatch doc captures the fear and loathing behind Mendocino folklore. Has anyone seen this? Sasquatch on Hulu. Check it out. It's a pretty good one, and it's funny. So this one they use the fear and loathing in this title here, and there's another one. Let's see if we could find that. Boom. And on this one, Kim Kemp again. Salute, Kim. Hope you're well. Murder Mountain plus Bigfoot. And so if you don't know, Murder Mountain is a Netflix, a documentary that was from our area, the hills of southern Humboldt County, and just getting into some of the unaliving situations that were happening there. It's a very interesting documentary, and if you want to see where I was living for quite a while and where some of my experiences were happening, check out Murder Mountain there. But this one, yeah, Murder Mountain plus Bigfoot, a new documentary about this area from Hulu. And I talked about there. If you do watch this, they're going to talk about a particular road called Spy Rock Road, and that road, it's a back road, and be careful back there. And that would lead you back over to the Murder Mountain area, actually. And yes, your boy BD, he's been in those back roads and knows those back roads pretty well. And a lot going on back there. So yeah, don't go back there if you don't know the area or if you ain't got no business there. So yeah, a little something to watch. I know some of you like watching Hulu and uh what's the other one? Netflix. Dun-dun. All right, here we got the BFRO really quick. A bunch of reports, July 2008. Man has a face-to-face encounter outside of Willits. G-jumping Willits. Telling you. And Willits is a pretty big, one of the bigger towns there. If you look into it, they got the skunk train. You know what? We got to look into the skunk train. That might be from the old world. They got this skunk train that used to, I guess, go through the coast, but couldn't go anymore. They couldn't build anymore. Maybe they couldn't dig it out anymore. December 2007, Class A. So the first one was a Class A. This is another Class A. Paranormal investigator describes encounter near Kovlo. There goes Kovlo again. September 2006, Class B, possible intimidation interaction heard by couple on 2 occasions en route to Fort Bragg. May 2004, Class B, hikers find multiple tracks near Kovlo.
Covelo.
2005, January, Class B, family hears unusual calls. September is throwback 1978 through 79, Class B, and I don't know why they mentioned Mammoth Lakes area. I don't think that's in Mendocino, so we'll skip that. Summer 1987, Class A, woman hears late night screams and has a close encounter near Laytonville. Oof. In Laytonville, we stopped by. I mean, we usually go through there. I know Laytonville pretty good. A lot going on there. Black Oak Ranch. They used to throw festivals, Earth Dance there, and other festivals there. There's some trippy Murder Mountain type stuff that happened on that property as well. We got to do crime night too. We could do crime night on all these areas, a bunch of areas that I've been in. So Laytonville again there, July 19, looks like an 85 from here. Class B, 2 men hear afternoon vocalizations near Fort Bragg. That's on the coast again. Laytonville, Willits, Ukiah, that's inland on Highway 101. Fort Bragg, Albion, that's all coast. July 1982, Class A, creature heard running away by campers. 1977, Class B, witness heard stomping and crashing of small trees. 1976, Class B, creature seen in the woods by hunter. 1974, Class A, hunter has daytime sighting near Dos Rios. There goes Dos Rios again. Uh, August, what is that? 66. Class A, teenagers have sighting of 2 creatures near Albion. That's the 2 young girls. 1963, creature observed at playground. Ooh, and I've mentioned, there's been talks of them, liking to look, observe people, especially kids. Playgrounds come to mind. There's a spot up north that I go to that's right above a playground. It's a Redwood Grove there, community park. But I wonder if they come around there because, again, we find these structures there. So, yeah, I do believe they come very close to towns like that, especially if they have a lot of wood cover and if there's resources for them there. Why not? Ha. Y'all hanging in the chat. I'm just flowing here. I'm letting it flow. So, excuse me while we kiss the sky. And here's a map. Give you all an idea what Mendocino looks like. Let's see. Whoa, I zoomed way out. Oh, it's really sensitive. This zoom. Jeez. Look at that. Came up with all these numbers. I was trying to get a nice zoom of the county for you. All right, here. How about I use this, silly? Nope. There's Fort Bragg. There we go. All right, here we go. There's some few towns there. I thought I was gonna zoom in closer, but don't forget y'all could zoom in on YouTube. Whoops, I stopped sharing. Oh well, we'll skip that. It was a little map of Mendocino County. And yeah, but check out Mendocino if you're ever in Cali. Our good buddy Ron Reed, who's a Bigfooter, young Bigfooter, and he just gets out there. He's been up in Alaska with small town monster guys. He's been all over the place, Canada, and so he has quite a bit under his belt. And he has a lot of footage that he hasn't put out. So big up to Ron. And man, we've had our light off here. Give me a second. Might as well turn it on for the last few minutes. See if it makes a difference. Aha. Look at that. A lot brighter. Oh well. So let's finish up the last few little articles. This is a pretty interesting one here from SasquatchTheLegend.com. Mountain Devil. Oh yeah. And you know that name, that term, it comes up. It comes up in the 411 phenomenon. It comes up with this topic of these creatures, these beings, uh, creek devil. What are the other ones? There's a lot of different terms with the word devil in it. So maybe these locations that are getting named, whatever it is, Diablo Canyon, Devil's Punch Bowl, maybe it's referring to Sasquatches. What do you think? I think so. And this is the attack of Ape Canyon. Who remembers that incident? And the reason why I bring this up really quick. Are we sharing that? Oh, God. There we go. Oh, he's getting tired, maybe. But anyway, there it is. Mountain Devil, the 1924 Ape Canyon attack, and its aftermath. And I bring this up because I have another thing to share. So, along with the blue marble that I had from the Mendo Albion spot there, I have it together with this stashed. And that's a rusty nail. Time for a manicure again. Telling you, full moon's coming. My hair, it's time for a little lineup right here. Starting to wolf there. My claws are starting to grow out. But this nail here was a gift from Alex Pedikov. Yeah. Yeah, your boy from Small Town Monsters. Yeah, he gifted me this at Bluff Creek this time around. We met. And he brought these from the Ape Canyon site. So cool little souvenir there. Thank you there, Alex. Much appreciated. Oh yeah. And that could be, those are the little starts of, we talked about making a little cryptid zone, a little like a little area at the shop where we could check out, I don't know, some casts, some prints, some pictures, some Bigfoot related stuff, maybe other cryptid stuff. Have a little cryptid zone, yeah. And we'll have items like that. Maybe people could send in replicas of stuff, maybe original copies of stuff. Maybe we'll have folders there of captures that we have that people could check out, That's still a bubbling idea in my mind for sure. And thank you again, Alex, for that. And I believe, yeah, we got through most of the reports here. And there's more. So we'll be touching on Mendocino again like this. Just thought we'd hang out and check some of these out. Yeah, appreciate everyone hanging out. Hope you enjoyed still squatchy night with your boy BD. And yeah, we are scheduled for the shop tomorrow, so we'll be there 10:30 a.m. jaw willing. And I'm hoping you're enjoying your weekend already and that you have a blessed one. And we'll be touching base again maybe tonight. Who knows? Maybe we might switch back to missing people, or maybe we might go old world or paranormal. Rusty nails, yeah. El brujo, you mean la bruja. El brujo y la bruja need to grow in the woods. Oh, I miss doing that. That's a good thing about being out there. You could always yell. One of my favorite things is being able to pee outside wherever the heck you want. You could go next to a bush or a tree. That's one of my favorite things about being out in the city. Oh, good luck if you need to find a restroom somewhere. But yeah, we'll go live again. Maybe we'll do it from the shop. We'll see how the day goes. Who knows? We'll try to go early, maybe, depending on who's doing what. But yeah, I had fun tonight. I'm glad we did this. I'm glad we jumped on. I'm glad we touched base. I'm glad we hung out. So come join me tomorrow again, y'all. Why not? If you got something going on, let me know. All right, y'all. Have a good night. And we'll see you in a bit. Ciao, ciao. Here, let's put on a little. We put on a track. All right, here we go. Outro.